Disrespect is a battlefield, and most people lose the moment they react. In the Iliad, the greatest warrior alive, Achilles, was not defeated by an enemy. He was defeated by disrespect. This episode isn't about mythology. It's about emotional control. It's about what Achilles teaches us about power, ego, and what happens when you let someone pull you into a reaction. This is the Achilles Principle, how to handle disrespect without destroying yourself. The story begins with King Agamemnon publicly humiliating Achilles, stripping him of honor and status in front of the entire Greek army. Achilles had the skill, power, and the loyalty of his men, but in one moment, he lost control. Instead of responding strategically, he reacted emotionally. He walked away from the war, not because he was defeated, but because he allowed his pride to dictate his behavior. That decision cost thousands of lives and almost cost the Greeks the entire campaign. The lesson is simple. Losing control of yourself is more dangerous than any enemy. Disrespect hits harder than physical pain because it targets the ego. It threatens identity. It challenges your sense of place in the world. Achilles wasn't reacting to the loss of a prize. He was reacting to the idea that someone questioned his value. Most people today react the same way. Someone cuts them off, mocks their work, ignores their contribution, or says something they interpret as an attack. But here is the truth. Disrespect is rarely about you. It is about the speaker revealing their insecurity, their agenda, or their emotional volatility. Disrespect is information. The Achilles Principle is simple. Never let someone else's disrespect dictate your behavior. Achilles surrendered control. He let Agamemnon's words redirect his life, his loyalty, and the fate of his people. That's the real defeat. Not losing a battle, but losing himself. The modern warrior, the dangerous and strategic individual, stays in control. They choose their response based on what gets them the best outcome. You don't rise to every insult. You don't react to every slight. You don't explain yourself to every critic. You evaluate. You calculate. You act only when it strengthens your position. There are 3 modern arenas where the Achilles Principle applies. First, in the workplace. Someone challenges your idea in a meeting. Achilles would explode or walk out. Instead, you stay calm, clarify your position, and use the moment to display competence, not emotion. Second, in relationships. A partner or friend says something cutting. Instead of escalating the conflict, you respond with curiosity. What made you say that? Emotional maturity disarms tension. Third, in public or online, someone insults you or mocks your work. Ignore it publicly, address it privately if necessary. Never let trolls dictate your energy. These are the modern battlefields, and emotional control, not force, is the winning weapon. Most disrespect has nothing to do with you. It is someone projecting weakness, fear, or insecurity. When you understand that, you stop taking things personally. And when you stop taking things personally, you become dangerous. Because now you're unreactive, unshaken, and unmoved. Interpretation is control. How you interpret a moment determines the power that moment has over you. But there are times when you must respond. When disrespect crosses a boundary, silence becomes surrender. Sun Tzu taught that decisive action is necessary only when the outcome strengthens your position. When you respond, stay calm, state boundaries clearly, and keep emotion out of it. A strategic correction is powerful. An emotional explosion is weakness. Achilles' rage shaped the entire Trojan War. His inability to contain himself cost time, cost lives, and nearly cost him everything he valued. Eventually, he returned to battle, but only after a personal tragedy forced him to confront who he had become. The lesson is timeless. Uncontrolled pride leads to self-destruction. Strength without control isn't strength, it's a liability. The Achilles Principle is about mastering yourself before mastering any battlefield. Disrespect is a test. Pass it, and you gain power. Fail it, and you lose the war before it ever begins. Handle disrespect strategically, not emotionally. If you want more ancient strategy adapted for modern life, subscribe and follow. New episodes of The Art of Being Dangerous are coming soon.